10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
Timber saw.
Seconds remaining.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and with that, hello and welcome to the Moon Studio Mid-Autumn League. We've got the second best of 2 of the day starting off here, followed by 2 more best of 2s since, you know, it's the group stage, they're all best of 2s, but plenty of Dota to go around. Neon against Phantasm here for the next series, and it's gonna be a Timbersaw first pick for Neon. Don't get me wrong, Timbersaw, definitely a strong hero, definitely really popular nowadays. But first pick, I feel like Neon got a plan. Neon are the guys that usually go into something like this with a plan. So we're gonna see what their opener is gonna unfold here. First, it's up to Phantasm to use a bit of reserve time, make up their mind on what they want to combo with that Tiny.
Dire team pick.
Bad Rider!
And it's gonna be a Bad Rider picked up here for Team Phantasm. Definitely some amazing synergy when it comes to like tossing people into lassos or something.
5 seconds remaining.
But I don't know, I mean, Phantasm, definitely a good opener. If it's a mid lane Bad Rider, I could really see this one work out. Whether or not Neon are gonna allow for that is another question. They are going to pick up a Puck here, and this is now a very interesting draft from both sides, actually. I mean, yeah, Phantasm's heroes, they're some of the most mainstream ones there are.
10 seconds remaining.
But, you know, well, Bad Rider maybe not so much anymore.
Remaining.
I feel like the Bat's been getting a lot less popular as of late, with people just pretty much always having some kind of a counter pick, or like at the very least a 4-staff or 2 ready to help deal with the Bad Rider.
Radiant team back. Dire team back. Radiant team
And,
back.
you know, I like the second pick, Puck 2 from Neon. That actually makes things so much more interesting, since a lot of the times, 2 of like the last bans we'll see are Puck and Timbersaw. Since those heroes, you don't really pick them early on, they're not really priorities for most people. But Neon got both of them, and with both of those heroes you can definitely set yourself up some really strong team fights.
Remaining.
You can kind of set yourself up that Dream Coil to Chakram into Timber Chain combo, and this isn't even a hard carry, this is just a little bit of comfortable team fight for the side of Neon. Whereas Team Phantasm, they're all about those pickoffs so far. I really like the Slark Band too. That would have been perfect with like a Puck Timbersaw. Neon, they got a frontliner, they got the crowd control. Now the real question is how to make this draft fit together and which carry they want to go for. Where's Phantasm? They have their
Radiant
pickoffs,
team pick.
but
Enchantress.
okay, and an Enchantress picked up. Interesting. So Phantasm, the question is, do they want to go for full freaking pickoffs? Where they just, you know...
10 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Bang.
constant smoke all the time, or...
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Phantom Lancer.
Neon Esports now picking up a Phantom Lancer here, getting themselves their big position 1 carry. I mean, they got just about everything. Phantom Lancer Puck is such a good combo. You just like freaking jaunt
10
in.
seconds remaining.
Have the Phantom Lancer with the Dream Coil able to hit everyone, and yeah,
remaining.
you're not gonna kill off an entire team with just a Phantom Lancer and a Dream Coil. Even with like this much damage potential across the board, they may still find a point where Neon end up lacking damage, where they don't scale too much, but...
Radiant team back.
I don't know. I feel like the Phantom Lancer army after Dream Coil is always too big to handle.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Phantasm with a Bane and a Lifesteal. This draft is super single target heavy, and I'm not sure what to think of that. Don't get me wrong, I do feel like Phantasm...
Team back.
I've only seen like 1 or 2 of their games, not gonna lie. Most of these like games start before I wake up, but
Radiant
I did do
team
some
back.
research on them, and I mean Nuts, Hustler, those are some relatively well-known players as well in the Southeast Asian scene, but while I do think that a single target playstyle may suit them, and like the Bat Rider is definitely something that really suits Phantasm's playstyle, especially with a Lifestealer picked up now,
10 seconds remaining.
this may be a little bit much of it. You kind of
5
don't really have
seconds
any other AoE
Dire
other than like
team
Firefly and Avalanche, which aren't really gonna win you teamfights right off the bat. Doom is gonna be the last ban from Phantasm. I haven't
10
seen that hero in a
remaining.
while, but with a Blink Dagger it would definitely be a perfect counter pick for
5
like
seconds
the Bat
remaining.
Rider, the Bane. If you got an Infest Bomb waiting on the Bat Rider and you just straight up
Radiant team pick.
blink Doom that freaking Bat Rider, yeah, the Lifesteal is gonna jump out, tear the Doom apart, but you've prevented the Lasso for an entire team fight. The Zeus is gonna get banned out as Neon see the obvious here. Phantasm need damage. And if Phantasm have an Invoker player, this is the time to show him off.
10
Like,
seconds remaining.
doesn't even have to be an Invoker. But I feel like some super late game scaling
seconds
spell
remaining.
damage would be perfect here to kind of compensate the Lifestealer getting out late game by the Phantom Lancer and all.
Dire team pick.
The sack.
And it's gonna be a Leshrac last pick. That is definitely a high spell damage late gamer. I can see why they went for that. Whether or not they are gonna make it work, another question, but
10
Phantasm with that
seconds
Lash
remaining.
should have a pretty solid bread and butter
5
pick here. I
seconds
mean,
remaining.
this draft, it is coming together. I'm kind of doubtful with like Bat Rider Bane Tiny, whether that may be a little bit too much single target pick-off slash
select your
nuke
hero.
potential. Neon, they're gonna last pick a Naga, and I gotta say, the draft I'm definitely gonna give to Neon here, although just by a little bit, since that Lash is just such a perfect last pick for Phantasm here, not gonna lie. I'm just not sure if a Lash and a Lifestealer alone have everything you need to shut down a Phantom Lancer when he's backed by both a Puck and a Timbersaw, since both of these heroes are insane space creators. Timbersaws tend to win the off lanes a lot of the times. And now that Naga, I mean, if Neon can make it work here, it's amazing. And even if they can't make it work, they still have the Phantom Lancer, and then they can just use the Naga to split push, create some space. So I feel like Neon, as long as they don't get the Phantom Lance to go like 0-3 or something, and that could very well happen with this draft. I mean, Phantasm, they got pick-off potential all right. But Neon, they really just gotta make it through the laning stage without on that Phantom Lancer dying here, and then they pretty much always have at least a good late game. Like, mid game could still be kinda hard if the Lash becomes super fat or something. And yeah, we're waiting for the load in. Got some very interesting picks. I'm really hyped that we get to see a Naga Siren in action. Lash also always exciting to watch because, well, that hero just got so much damage built in.
To a future of grief.
Prepare for battle.
And we're in. Neon against Phantasm, game number 1 of the second best of 2 of the day, here at the Moon Studio Mid-Autumn League with the Yopaj mid lane Puck. Up against the Lashrak, I feel like Puck should have a slightly favorable matchup, but the thing is, Puck just doesn't have scaling damage. Like, once you get both your freaking Orb and your Waning Rift on like level max, your damage doesn't really scale all that well. Whereas Lashrak, not only do you have that ultimate, which really keeps you scaling, somebody named Neon Sports Official in chat says Naga was a misclick. I'm not sure whether to believe that or not, but I don't know. I mean, seems plausible, honestly, because other than having like a super YOLO space creator, I don't really see a lot of potential for the Naga. But if somebody is named Official on Twitch, never take it for granted. I mean, Naga against Lifestealer is pretty great. Naga against Lashrak, not so much, and that's why I'm kind of confused. The only hero that really does anything against Lashrak is gonna be the Puck here. But yeah, off we go. Whether that Naga is a misclick or not, we're gonna see whether Neon can make it work. I mean, it is Januel on the Naga Siren, and I feel like Januel, he's got a lot of like, well, not necessarily Naga Siren himself, but generally micro hero experience. So, it is a bit of a meme lane if you ask me. Naga Siren laning with a freaking Phantom Lancer. We're gonna see whether or not it works out. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't mind the support Naga Siren, especially in the hands of somebody who can deal with micro supports, who, you know, knows how to deal with the Shadow Demon Illus. First example that comes to mind here. I don't know, Januel. I feel like if his hero has enough built-in damage potential, he's always going to have high impact. And Naga Siren as support, not only is the freaking Riptide amazing, because, come on, it's like 8 armor reduction at level 4. That is so freaking powerful for a support. You get the root too, which is great with the Phantom Lance. Once he gets level 6, plus, look at all the space Naga's creating. Whether or not the hero is gonna struggle going into the mid game when you really feel that gold deficit of the Naga not being a core or not, we're gonna see. But I don't know. I still believe in Neon here. I think it's really up to Phantasm to pull ahead, get a significant gold lead, and use that against their opponents. The mid lane Lash ahead in last hits by 1 so far, but Puck has 1 more creep, so I think it could even be completely equaled out here. And Puck should be pulling ahead in this middle lane by a little bit, since he's just better at trading harass and stuff. But then once Lash gets level 6, level 7, that's where Lash is gonna start slowly but surely outpacing the Puck in regards to damage and everything. Lifestealer now coming top as well, making this tri-lane with the Firefly from the Batrider being committed onto Skiam. They really want this Phantom Lance, so knowing full well how important this kill is. It could be bugged. Yeah, it is going to be the Batrider going down first and foremost though. And Skiam's still alive, doppelgangering away, killing off the Lifestealer too as the Riptide proc. Just so freaking lucky for the Naga Siren, and Naga Siren now running after Hustler with like 2k with the 2 kills lead and a 1k gold lead at like the 3-minute mark. More importantly, that is like a kill and an assist for the Phantom Lancer that Phantasm really wanted to stop. So this is like the worst case scenario. This is of course always the risk when diving such a big late game carry with just like infinite scaling built into his toolkit. But I don't know, I mean, I said the Phantom Lance just has to not completely be behind, and Neon are always going to have a great time if they make it to the late game, and all the Phantom Lancers are ahead, so Neon may actually just win this game in the mid lane if they keep this laning stage going this well. Of course, it was mostly just Phantasm feeling desperation to shut down the Phantom Lancer and it backfiring hard, but they really can't afford more mess up plays like that. Jonyul on that Naga Siren, helping out the Puck. I really like that hero as support. I don't know, like at level 2, at level 3 with the Riptide, you're just having so much impact just with some illusions and some armor reduction. Timber laning it up against Lifestealer, having a grand old time. I mean, yeah, at some point Lifestealer gets kind of annoying. You're never really going to be able to bully him out of lane completely, but this Phantom Lance is now set up for a pretty good lane. Tiny once again coming in there to try and stop Skiam in his tracks. They're not gonna get Skiam. They may get play hard though, which would still be a very good kill for them to get. And yeah, that's gonna be the Enchantress dropping a nice return kill. Phantasm, they need what they can get right now, and if they can get a lasso, then PL is gonna be a lot easier to kill, especially if they get a blink at like a really good timing too on Box Batrider. Phantom Lancer doppelgangering out of there. Meanwhile, the Leshrac actually got killed off pretty darn deep. Puck just chased him all the way to like beyond the tier 2 towers there. Naga. Once again, some Illu action. And on bottom lane, it looks like Playart's gonna get caught again, trying to de-ward this time around. Just wants that ward kill and he will get it, even if he has to die for it.
Oh, did I get you?
I'm gonna switch over to net worth here, and it is already a freaking huge lead for the Phantom Lancer, like more than 700 gold ahead of the first enemy in gold net worth, and that is the Batrider, who is not necessarily a good carry or late game for that matter. Also, Rip Lifestealer, I guess. Timbersaw, like I said, just having a good time against that hero. He's just gonna keep coming back, he's just gonna keep, you know, hitting you and the creeps to keep himself in the lane here. I don't think this is gonna discourage Lifestealer much, but he really needs some damage. He really needs some kind of, you know, enabler to harass the Timber Saw there in terms of items. Lifestealer, it's normal that you kind of fall behind a little bit during like first 3 or so levels, but he's like 1.2k behind on the Phantom Lancer. You're supposed to be ahead of the Phantom Lancer if you really want to stand a chance against him. So there is still the option of a Maelstrom build, which does work well against Phantom Lancers. Whether that's gonna be enough, another question once again. And the Bat Rider here doing his best to defend, but that's gonna be a very early tier 1 tower falling with how much push. Neon is exhibiting here now. The Leshrac gets stunned up, gets chased down by the Puck. One more right click is gonna do it, and Puck is gonna get that one. Can't escape the avalanche toss combos though. So much damage coming out from the Tiny. Mid laner for mid laner trade. Still very much advantageous for Neon, who are now 3k ahead with that Phantom Lancer just doing whatever he pleases. There is no stopping this man. Skiem, he can do just about anything right now. He went for a Midas too, if I saw that correctly. Yeah, it's gonna be a PL Midas, so not only are they 3k ahead, they say, you know what, we are so far ahead, we can afford to go for a Midas on our position 1. And in 10 or so minutes, when that thing's paid for itself, things are gonna get really hard here for the side of Phantasm, since PL is already way too hard of a carry nowadays. I mean, you see how often that hero is picked and banned. I kind of don't need to make the point as to why Phantom Lancer is overpowered, but with that Midas, he kind of just, you know, ignores his weakest timing, which is right now when he just goes to the jungle and gets some action going.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
He is gonna be out of that jungle with like a Diffu Blade, a Manta Star, plus whatever else he wants in no time. At least Phantasm are finding pickups here and there. And I feel like with this draft, at around like the 10-15 minute mark, we can see a lot of smoke gangs from the side of Phantasm here in order to take back control of this game, you know. Make sure the Phantom Lancer doesn't run all over them. But with how hard the push is and the 4k gold lead without any tier 1 tower dropped yet, Neon are gonna snowball really freaking hard once they start to just prove up themselves and start pushing. Nuts getting caught and killed up with the PL there. Nice dodge on the beam pile, I guess, but it's really not gonna do much other than create a tiny bit of space for the Tiny. No pun intended. Hustler being ran down by the Phantom Lance still, but Phantom Lance decides to get out of there for now. Playhard really not having a fun game on that end. I mean, he's always the one who suffers for the good of his team, but with the Enchantress, he really doesn't have much means to get away to juke people out. Especially until he reaches level 6 and has at least a bare modicum of tankiness. So the drums are already going to do decent bit, are going to help Playhard out quite a bit here and prevent him from dying a bunch of times. As for the Bat Rider, still top of net worth for the side of Phantasm, going for the Boots of Travel here. Decides he just wants to split push, shove out some lanes for now. Can always get a Blink Dagger afterwards. Hustler gets caught, but will teleport. Puck even committing the Dream Coil, trying to catch him, but just a tiny bit of the mark.
Behold!
Duo on the Lifestealer. Yeah, this is what I mean. Once Lifestealer gets a little bit of damage, and this is just a face boots, he can hold his own against Timber every time he has that open wounds available. You can just, you know, lifesteal back up to full, and yet Timber is not going to be bothered by the damage at all. That is like one of the most tanky heroes in the game, but at least you get to stay in the lane that way, get to grow your experience lead on the other heroes and try to just, you know, win a couple of fights on experience if you're too far behind. But it all depends on the build of the lifestealer, of course, too. I'm assuming he goes for something relatively early game fight oriented, but you kind of need an answer to the PL here, so I still wouldn't put Maelstrom out of the question completely. And Lifestealer now just popped the infest there, making sure that
Dire's
He is not
structures
gonna
are
be denied
fortified.
coming online. He is still going to get there eventually. But with a 4k gold lead and a Phantom Lancer that's like down to his third Midas activation already, this is definitely looking hard. Phantom Lancer opts for that Manta first, wants to play defensive above offensive. Now we get to see a song setup. Flash Shrek still alive through all of that. Naga Siren with the Illus doing some work, but it's not going to be enough to save the Timber Sound. Now the Enchantment is going to get dragged out of position and play hard. The next one to fall inevitably here. That's an ownage now actually for Phantasm, despite them still being 4k behind, despite the Phantom Lance still free farming. Kill-wise, they are recovering. They are showing they are not out of this game just because they've lost the laning stage. And in that first fight goes to show why pick-off heroes can be really good, especially if you do have to play from behind already. As for the Leshrac, he's going for the Yule's build here. It's one of those heroes where if you have anything that kind of disables you, in this case most likely the puck jumping him, you kind of always want a defensive item like that. Like, if you don't go Eul's on Leshrac first item, you're gonna be forced to go BKB second item from my experience. But it looks like Team Neon, they want to keep up the pressure, they want to keep on looking for kills here. Pushing in the mid tier 1 now with the puck, ready to jump anyone at a moment's notice. Does have that Dream Coil available. They grouped out the second they had the Dream Coil available too, and we're like, okay, let's go push. But they're not even gonna use it for like trying to set up a kill here. Just keeping it at the ready in case. Neon need a quick disengage here. And I gotta say, this is some really nice clean gameplay from Neon here. They are already one of the stronger teams throughout the Moon Studio Asian tournaments. Have proven themselves over and over again. Had a couple of consistency issues, but you know, when you overwhelm your opponent like that, you don't really have to be worried about game number 2, I don't think. That is, of course, if Phantasm don't manage to just get their Leshrac super fat, turn this around. And there's the engage. Counter initiation with the Dream Coil. Lasso still available, Field Script still available. The Infest Bomb gonna get blown as well, but Eng did get the tiny kill, going down for that one, and it looks like Timbersaw's gonna die as well. The one thing Neon is doing a poor job of, I gotta say though, is fighting around the cooldowns on the side of Phantasm here. The thing with Lasso and Fiend Script and stuff is these spells are insanely powerful. The way you counter them is by not fighting when your opponent has them or fighting immediately after your opponent has used them. Since just imagine your PL or like puck is gonna get caught every single team fight, whether it be with a Fiend Script or that Lasso. Well, there's the Lasso on the puck, just as I say that. But that also means that Neon now have a shot at fighting here, and they're gonna try that. Bad just tossed out of position, Chakram. Not quite giving the damage that Neon need just yet, and it looks like Bok gonna be able to get away at this rate. Timbersaw gets tossed back into Genuel, who is gonna die for that one. They're just trying to make space for the Phantom Lancer, but
Dire's middle
not like this.
Dire's middle
I mean,
has fallen.
it feels like Neon are sacrificing a bit too much every one of these 4 Protect 1 fights, where, you know, after you bait out the big ultimate, even if you lose a hero, just back out, just reset, and you're gonna be winning the next fight every time. Since Phantasm, I mean, they're still a long ways from recovery, but Lifestealer, he has himself a Midas as well, making sure that even if Phantom Lancer is gonna be more farmed than him, it's gonna come out of the jungle earlier and, you know, run at him through this day. He is still going to keep up in terms of farm, and well, I could
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
definitely see Lifestealer having a bit of a game here if he does get really good
Dire's
MKB
top
timing now.
tower is under attack.
Since he is going for that MKB,
Radiant's middle tower.
It doesn't really help you farm as much as a Maelstrom would. It doesn't really show the real PL either, but if you have found the real PL, you will make really short work of him, I can tell ya.
Top tower has
Bog getting ran at here, but it's gonna be fine. It's just gonna get away with that clean kill on the Enchantress, just to make sure that Playhard still doesn't get to have any fun. And there's a one-man coil on the Bane, not really doing anything for the puck. And the Naga Siren will be the next one to get caught, as the Fiend Script is on cooldown. All the while, and this is the thing why I really like this fight, and you can already see a 2k gold change from that fight compared to the others. Despite Phantasm just straight up winning 3 fights in a row here. The Lifestealer, he was pushing, he was playing some Red Dota, getting some money, and is now actually starting to look like a viable hero, having finally outfarmed that Bat Rider. If Phantasm keep doing this, 4 Protect 1 with a pick-up heavy draft like this, they can very quickly shut down Neon here, who did start off with such dominating performance and really had me thinking this game would be over at the 20-minute mark. It still very much can be. It all depends on Skiam's Phantom Lancer here, who's quite a bit ahead of the Lifestealer. But at least everyone else isn't just always going to have more resources, more damage, more health, do everything in every regard for the side of Neon anymore, giving Phantasm a really solid chance to take fights without all of their ultimates being available, without really having that, you know, Fiend Script plus Lasso combo. If you have both of them, you pretty much always win a team fight. I may not like Phantasm's draft here all that much because they can get punished really freaking hard. They can get punished really freaking hard by like fighting around the cooldowns, by smoking up and jumping the Bane or the Bat Rider immediately too. Especially later on, we're gonna see how much of a factor either one of those big heroes with an ultimate up getting caught at the start of the team fight is gonna be. Phantom Lancer meanwhile saving up for his Diffu Blade, and he has got the stats he needs to show in the lanes to actually trade effectively with heroes. And it looks like the second scam had that Manta Star finished. Neon kind of became the aggressors in terms of map movement and rotations again. They're back to that spot where,
Radiant's
you know,
tower is under attack.
just go push, just go have some fun. The Naga Siren went for the Meteor Hammer build.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Pretty much bread and butter on that position 5 Naga Siren. So there is also the utility build with like an Atos and stuff like that. But I don't think you, like as a support, have enough gold income for that nowadays. There used to be some really wacky builds out there for Naga Siren. There still are, I think. I just don't think anyone plays them anymore. You used to actually go like Urn of Shadows, Rod of Atos, Spirit Vessel for a while. But that was also like 4 or 5 major patches ago.
More fuel for the fire.
Back when Spirit Vessel had just come out and it was pretty much the meta to build every single game on every single hero.
Is under attack.
Meanwhile, Hustler, he's Dagger. There is a bit of a rule of thumb to making Lifestealer work, which I will go into in just a second. After this Timbersaw has been dropped, and it looks like the Bat Rider, he's gonna die for his incident, but Timbersaw lives. 3 people hitting him and he just lives. The Phantom Lancer, he is not gonna let anyone alive how much damage he's dealing. Okay, he has to retreat now as the AoE from Lash, maybe a bit too much for him, but he is staying at the side as Skiam, just waiting for his time to initiate, and has found it. That's a dead Lash. The next one to die is gonna be the Bane. With that Diffu Blade just being finished, this Phantom Lance straight up sets his team up for a team wipe here, having found his main power curve. That's a 5-0, 6k gold lead back to the side of Neon. honestly, Phantasm, they were kind of close to a comeback here, but I feel like that Midas on the Phantom Lance just entirely prevented that no matter how well they would have played. Phantom Lance are now opting for that Heart of Tarask. Interesting choice of itemization going that this early instead of like a Skadi or something for the tankiness. But it will really just make his life so much easier against Leshrac. He does have the armor to deal with Lifestealer despite having that ultra high health pool then. As for the Naga Siren, let's see what Jonuel builds next, but no next core item in the quick buy just yet. I want to see some super wacky Naga builds if I already get to enjoy this hero in action as Neon. Apparently they have kind of a gimmick where they run everything as a position 5. I mean, I knew they had some of the like really out there position 5 picks.
Where are you going?
But honestly, in Naga, I feel like it's one of those heroes that can genuinely work as a position 5. And in the laning stage, we saw how much damage she dealt with those Illus. Well, she's still dealing that much damage with those Illus. And Nut is gonna get ran down, is gonna get a Petus down, and that's an ownage. Play hard, getting some revenge there as well, since he was the one mostly suffering from the Bane's Brain Sap. Bok on the Bad Rider, getting ran down by the Phantom Lancer. With the BKB, he is barely gonna be fine. Was that his 10? Yeah, that was his 10-second charge. So, waiting your 10-second charge for your life may not be optimal. Having created this much space against the Phantom Lancer may still make it worth though. And no teleport interrupt to be found there. Phantom Lancer teleports out, goes back to farming. Oh, he cannot teleport out against Phantom Lancer. Puck came on in there trying to, you know, help him out damage-wise too, but I don't know, feels like Skiem, he is just running all over Team Phantasm at this point. And Phantasm, all they need to do is smoke, kill the Phantom Lancer, and then initiate a team fight, I feel. But that's also a lot harder to pull against a team like Neon than it might sound like. The lads are not even gonna provide enough damage for the Naga Siren to die.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah. This is... Okay, they do finally get the Naga with a BKB proc and everything. In comes Tiny with a good Avalanche Toss combo. Bad Rider did make it out of there. Now Tiny is gonna get chased down with that Puck, having a ton of catch, and down he goes. That's a dead Tiny. Skiem, he has not stopped free farming a second this game. Like, even when running at people, that's the beauty of Phantom Lancer. You're just gonna have a bazillion Illus standing around, hitting the creeps around you, so you're still farming creeps while team fighting, well, you know, actually just trying to kill people and win the game. And Skiem is one of those players, he kind of uses that. He doesn't always, like, then micro his Illus with him immediately, but he does just do the typical PL thing where you kind of, you know, let your Illus, at least 2 or 3 of them, hit creeps even when you're fighting.
Radiant's middle tower.
You may see him do that again. I am a fan of Skiem PL, not gonna lie. Enchantment is gonna get caught, but Play Hard almost getting away there too. They do get him, and Pest getting procced now, but Lysi, he is just being kited around until Phantom Lancer has time to kill him off. He will get a kill on the Puck, as now the Bane got killed too. But that's gonna be QO dying. Hustler and Bok getting out of there, but Skiem is there with enough catch for a Bok on the Bad Rider. He does not have BKB, and yeah, he's just gonna go down. Hustler, the last one alive. Skiem, if he feels so inclined, he could just jump up the Tiger and try to make it a team wipe, but no reason to risk it. I don't know, gotta say, about what I expected when I saw this draft, up until the point where the Naga Siren was last picked. But it doesn't dissuade Neon any from their game plan. They just made this Naga work perfectly.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And I think this game could be over really soon. Like, yeah, Phantasm, of course, on paper, they still got a lot of comeback potential with, like, a lifesteal and a Lashrack. I just feel like it's gonna take them quite a while to reach that comeback potential, to reach that momentum swing around. And lasting that much when Team Neon look about ready to finish this. I'm pretty sure if they win another team fight, they're gonna go for a Rose and then just, like, GG push. So, I don't think they have the time at all to do anything against Neon. Well, they do have the damage to kill off the Timber Saw once again. Hustler died elsewhere on the map, and that's gonna be Scam caught, and Scam is just gonna go down. Gotta say, amazingly well played from Phantasm here. They finally find that pick off on the Phantom Lancer, and with that, do get the space they need to. Oh my god, they're gonna try to deny the Rose. If they can get it in time, it would be huge. That would mean Phantom Lancer and can get the Aegis, and Neon can't push for another like 5 minutes or something at least.
As I go.
That's gonna be so huge if they get this Rose. If they don't, though, it's gonna be GG. But I think Phantasm, at this point, they gotta be aware of that. They gotta kind of know what's going on. In terms of like Neon's gold lead, Phantom Lancer having a Midas that early on and everything. Fox setting up a fast bomb. Neon, I think they really just want to prevent the Rose from dropping. Play hard is just going to go down to the lifestealer, but look at that 3-man Dream Coil. It's not really gonna be enough to set up any kind of fight here, but like I said, Neon, they don't want to fight. They want space for the Timber Saw to respawn, for the Phantom Lancer to respawn. That's the Timber coming back in, but the Roche is dropping real freaking quickly. Can they contest this in time? In goes the Chakram. Another orb. Puck could have jumped there. I feel like Puck should have jumped. Okay, he's now going to jump in. He slashes the Aegis in front of the lifesteal. The gold's still very much important for the side of Phantasm. They are happy with that. And they're gonna win another team fight off of this too, since, well, that was some really poor positioning to make sure that they get the Aegis. Well, it was really poor if they got what they did it for. It was risky to position yourself like that just for an Aegis, I guess. But now Scam is finally back and he is gonna turn the tide. He's just gonna be a mean, clean one-man killing machine here. Well, more like 1 man and 1,000 illus, but he is tearing freaking everyone apart. Nuts almost hadn't gotten out there with how much damage he deals.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And Hustler gonna hit the floor on the Tiny. What feels sad is that Phantasm are actually doing like just about everything right. This isn't looking like that. This isn't looking like a throw or some major misplay that's costing them the game. This is just looking like Scam Phantom Lancer playing like he played against like at least 20 different teams back when Phantom Lancer was still like the strongest carry in the game, instead of like one of the top 3 like he is nowadays. There is no shame in getting stomped by Neon when they have a Phantom Lancer at all. Like, Boom and a couple of other teams have against that. Buck gets caught there with the lasso. Follow-up stun from the Lashrack. There is Scam on the Phantom Lancer, and he says nope, the cleanup squad has arrived. He went for an Aghanims too, just to like amplify his current damage output. That's an ownage back the way around of Neon.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Hustler gonna hit the floor there on the Tiny, and now Scam, he can finally try and finish this off.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That fountain dive may have been a little over the top. And it looks like PL crashed, so we're gonna chill for a sec, but I'm pretty sure this was GG anyways. No idea what they're saying in chat, what language that is. But yeah, guess we got some time to chill, which means I can drink some more energy drink, try and get myself caffeinated, as we still have plenty of Dota coming up here, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm most definitely hyped for it. If I don't seem that way, my apologies, I did just wake up. But there's the reconnect from Scam already. Go and ready, go, and who is gonna get cleaned up? It's gonna be the bad right, I think. They don't even dive through all that. Okay, yeah, there it is. I've just been waiting for PL to kind of do that.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Nacho on the lash track, just respawned now, and he is alone for 10 seconds. Phantom Lancer could just keep on diving, but then this game would continue longer than Neon wanted to. They just want to go for the GG push here. And I mean, PL, he is so insanely fat. Now going for a freaking satanic. Interesting itemization choice. Having 2 big strength items instead of like a Skadi plus satanic or a Skadi plus like the Heart of Taras. So I don't really think at this point it matters anymore, and it's really just, yeah. Now he's actually gonna switch that over for a Saint and Yasha. Gets killed up first. Flash coming in, dealing a ton of damage, but only for like a second or two before going down. Lifestealer, you did see him lifesteal back a ton of health there, but Phantom Lance still hits too hard, and with that it's gonna be a GG. Well played for game number 1. Neon just doing what they always do when they get a Phantom Lancer and they get him fed early on. They've done this for like at least a year now, and they always keep getting away with it because they simply play it that good. I do have to ask them whether that
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick.
Timber saw!
Radiant team pick.
Faceless Void.
Dire team pick.
Vengeful spirits.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and we're back to the second game of the second best of 2 of the day. So after this one, we are gonna have reached the halfway point of today, meaning that there's still a ton of Dota to be played here. And once again, we got Neon, straight up opening the draft with a Timber Saw, then picking up a Vengeful this time around. I really like Neon's super powerful openers. Phantasm, they immediately first pick a Void though. These guys are pissed. They're gonna say, well, you know what? The strongest carry in the game just so happens to be one of our favorites. Freaking instant lock that Void. Then pick up a Phoenix, so you got that egg follow-up too. Amazing synergy.
Radiant team ban.
Drow and Troll Warlord now getting banned out, so it looks like that Venge has kind of scared Phantasm into banning the biggest Venge synergies.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Skyref Mage gonna get banned out as well. I would have loved to see that hero. He just offers a crap ton of extra damage, you know. Is one of the fastest supports in terms of scaling, coming online and everything out there.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Beastmaster banned as well? I don't know. Skyref and like Drow or Troll Warlord I would have really loved to see here. Both of those would have been such exciting picks. I mean, Chronosphere plus Mystic Flare. Why that's scary, why you don't want to play against that is kind of obvious. Vengeful plus Drow, same there, but I want both teams to get them. Honestly, I feel like Dota should like always do a tournament without bans. Don't get me wrong, it would be complete and utter broken bullshit. But I live for that kind of broken bullshit, honestly. There is no such thing as a hero that's too overpowered, it's just that the rest of Dota are too weak.
Radiant team pick.
Shadow Demon.
Phantasm picking up the Shadow Demon here? I'm not sure if they really like that hero, if they just pick it because it's great with a Void. But it may also be partially a block pick, since I do know Neon love, or at least can play that Shadow Demon really well. They don't actually pick it often enough to say they love it, but from what I remember, they have like a really good track record on that hero, especially when it comes to those early game plays and those early game fights. Neon, they got a Dazzle. I like that hero. It's great to see in action. It may hint at another Phantom Lancer to be picked up here as well. So let's see if Phantasm have an answer to that, because Phantom Lancer, he can even survive through a Chronosphere with like very few items. He always becomes too tanky for the Void to just solo kill. Brewmaster gets picked up by the side of Phantasm. And as Phantasm now have a ton of teamfight going for themselves, Neon pick up a Pangolier. That Rolling Thunder definitely going to help them out a great deal here. I mean, if you can interrupt the Primal Split and kill off the Brewmaster before he even gets it out, that is a ton of resources gone from the enemy's team fight. Same goes with the Phoenix, where being able to swashbuckle all around, especially when there's no egg available, you can definitely ruin that hero's day. I don't know, I mean, I can't possibly say I give this draft to Neon so far, because, well, there is a Faceless Void after all, and that hero is just too strong. There's a reason why it's like banned 70% of the games or something. But it seems like whoever initiates the team fight wins the team fight from what's picked so far. One of those game of smokes where both teams just constantly try to be the first to jump the other, and every time there's a team fight that wouldn't like give one team a clear advantage, they're just like, nope, let's go back, let's reset, we can try again. I'm not sure if Neon are actually going to ever fall into that kind of playstyle, since generally when something doesn't work, they try something new.
Arc Warden.
Ooh, okay, yeah, no. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just gonna call it right here. 2-0 unless Phantasm come out with one hell of a strong pick. Man, what is up with Neon today? Don't get me wrong, they're always one of the stronger teams in these tournaments. Honestly, they've made themselves quite a name and gotten themselves a ton of fans, but this is just cruel, man. Oh, Arc Warden last pick, and it's so good here. It like completely messes up the Void's game. It is great against the Phoenix, good against the Brewmaster. I don't know. This is looking way too strong.
Choose your hero.
Phantasm, they're gonna go with a Puck. And I mean, with the Chronosphere, they always stand a chance against Arc Warden if they do land on the Arc Warden. Not chronoing the Arc Warden is what Phantasm have to be worried about now. And it is gonna be a position 1 Scam Arc Warden. Oh man, this is gonna be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. I do hope that Phantasm make it a 1-1 somehow, since I'm always in favor of 1-1, so that means we get more tiebreakers, more action happening in this tournament altogether. But yeah, I don't know. Like, what do you really do against an Arc Warden? Maybe shut him down super early, but Phantasm's draft isn't that great at the early game either. They don't have like a Tiny, a Bane, a Batrider, anything like that this time around. And any one of those heroes would have been perfect here. I don't know, this is looking really hard for Phantasm. They played well enough in the previous series. Could keep up with all the like borderline tier 1 teams that got stomped by Neon with the same draft by now. This time around, in terms of like them having a Faceless Void, I would have loved this Phantasm draft so much too. I just don't think they have an answer to the Arc Warden at all, other than that last pick Puck, and that's more of an answer in the term of we throw down a Dream Coil so we can commit the chrono on Arc Warden +1 instead of just throwing it on Arc Warden every time? Since you know the drill. You don't chrono the Arc Warden, he's just gonna do the thing, and you can't hit your chrono target. You're just gonna waste the chrono duration. And looks like we gotta wait for a little bit.
Oh, what a beauty! Oh, what a beauty!
A surprising lack of like really fancy skills, but we do get to see Venge do the chicken dance here. Very good chicken dance, 10 out of 10. And the Dazzle skin is awesome. I really like that pipe staff too.
Oh,
Since like it
what
looks
a
like he's straight up
beauty.
throwing or like the embers. And the little axe voodoo doll there. But yeah, I just hope we get the reconnect in time. And I also really hope that Phantasm just get like a super good laning stage here. I'm always rooting for the team that's one game down, and you know, they're really gonna need me rooting for them, I feel like. Because you saw what Scan did on a Phantom Lancer already. But this Arc Warden it's like a perfect counter to everything other than like the Puck plus Egg combo. If he gets Dream Coiled into an Egg, this Arc Warden could be in trouble. And once Phantasm get to that point with a gold lead, I could definitely see them just take charge of this game. We got a tip. Looks like these teams are having fun. There's a lot of voice lines being spammed out and everything. Even just casually chatting. I mean, honestly, Phantasm, for those who don't really follow Neon, the first game may have looked like Stomp.
30 seconds to battle.
But considering how many good teams have already lost to Neon doing what they did in the last game, I don't think it's really a testament to Phantasm's skill here. But this time around, Phantasm even more outdrafted than the last time. And really dependent on that laning stage, really dependent on that early game to get themselves to a point where they can make use of their insane teamfight potential before Skiem is just gonna tear them all apart. We're gonna see. I'm just happy we get to see an Arc Warden in action for a change, up against the Faceless Void no less, who's one of the few carries to keep an Arc Warden game interesting, at least if it's like this good of an Arc Warden pick, because usually you can't just get away with picking that hero at all. It's kind of like a Brood Mother in that sense nowadays, that either it's an amazing game for that hero, you pick him and you're already at an advantage just by picking a certain hero, or you just can't get away with picking that hero at all. Venge mid against Puck? Now that's a matchup we don't really see often. I do like the Venge mid, but I'm not sure how well it will fare against the Puck here.
Denied.
I mean, you are going to get amazing level 6 timing, and look at that, Skiem already just taking charge of the lane here, having an absolutely free game. He did use all of his mana pool to bully them that much, but many stick charges he's got. That Shadow Demon just not a good lane opponent for the Arc Warden at all. Especially if he picks up a stick, because everything he has is super low cost, like 80 mana on the Spirits, Flux, 75 mana, and your opponent is basically forced to give you free stick charges in order to have impact. I could see Puck also just like getting a huge advantage by a good Dream Coil gank though. Duo on that Void. Trading quite a bunch of hits there. And while I'm looking at that, Shadow Demon walks into one of the Argraves there, takes a ton of damage. How much damage? Like 100 already. Yeah, exactly 100 actually. That is just so good for a slow that costs freaking like 80 mana and it doesn't even scale up. But it's really not the kill that you wanted to give away. If you're Phantasm here, getting that Arc Warden, any kind of a gold lead could be devastating. Even just like a casual assist or like not contesting him enough in this laning stage, but giving him a whole kill. Okay. Again, taking up the map. 6 Shadow Poison stacks on him. He did stick up, so if he takes too many Shadow Poison stacks here once again, he could very well be going down. Nice sidestep. 2, 1, and 1 is ready, so he can just comfortably walk it off as long as he doesn't get Shadow Poison once again. Gets a healing salt from his buddy there, which is immediately cancelled by the Shadow Demon. Keeps the Mango trying to survive against Bog, but I think, yeah, Brewmaster's gotta go down for that one still. I mean, they did kill off Skiem. That's pretty much all that Phantasm need to do, no matter the cost. And this time around, they don't get too greedy trying to kill him off either. Like, yeah, you did lose the Brewmaster there, mostly because he played really well, but that is completely fine. You've shut down your enemy at least long enough for the Puck to get like level 7 or something, and then come over to that bottom lane and kill him off before he can just leave the lane and do Arc Warden things all over the map. On mid lane now, it looks like Pango's coming in for a gank actually. No level 6 on Yopaj though. If he had that level 6, this mid lane would just about be a free kill every time somebody comes to gank. I mean, unless Puck has Dream Coil, of course, but I feel like you need to use the Dream Coil on Skiem here, like, the first 2 or 3 times. Just, like, really ruin his game. Make sure he goes 2 and 4 or 2 and 5. And without Skiem, Phantasm have such a strong grab, too. It's really just this Arc Warden pick that got me all this Neon over here. Hustler has to run away, but this time around he is not gonna get freaking Argrave sniped. Instead it's gonna be the Phoenix dying on the top lane, but that means even more of an advantage for Neon happening here. As the 5-minute rune spawn, we are gonna switch over to Total Gold Network, and once again Skiem is just sitting on top of it. He is gonna go down, so is Hustler. But that is a really good kill for Phantasm once again. Now that they've got a bit of experience and managed to kill off the Arc Warden once, this is actually working out pretty well for the side of Neon. For the side of Phantasm, I mean, against Neon. Like, Neon are still ahead though. Across the board, but now only by like 500 gold or something. It's really close head to head between like Skiem and Nasjo. The Void not really flash farming as of yet, but it's a Void. He just needs a little bit of attack speed, a little bit of damage to work with. Is trying to get a kill on the Dazzle, but decides not to go for the risky tower dive.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Rip Pango. He just freaking Dream Coiled himself mid swashbuckle. Hustler taking a ton of damage. The Remnant will get tanked by the Brewmaster, but Arc Warden, he wants more. Not gonna get the Shadow Demon there.
No farm for you.
still, this Arc Warden, he's there to counter the Void. And Void, he has the gold net worth that you do kind of want to have a counter for him ready really freaking soon. Then again, Neon can just do what Phantasm are doing. Run down the enemy hard carry, try to shut down the Void, try to not get the Void his good jungle timing where he just flash farms up, comes out of the jungle with a ton of attack speed, ton of damage. Yam with the Remnant shenanigans there, not connecting to anyone. Is doing a good job of zoning them back though. Freaking Spark Wraiths, man. They're like the most annoying spell in the game if you ask me. Yeah, and this is why they're the most annoying spell in the game. Arc Warden can oftentimes just set them up in a way that you see them coming, but you can't respond to them anyhow. Going to have excellent Midas timing, whereas QO... Is he gonna go for a Midas too? I could see a Midas Void work out really well. For now, it's gonna be his power threats coming in.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
As for the mid lane Puck, he has his level 7, so he can go for a couple of ganks, and it looks like Phantasm will be doing just that. Whereas meanwhile, Buck on the bottom lane getting ran at once again, but this could be the timing that Team Phantasm have been looking for. Like I said, they just need to run down that Arc Warden while the Void keeps farming. And the Void farming part's actually going really well. It's just that Arc Warden seems freaking unkillable for now. And the Dream Coil gets committed on the Timbersaw there instead, who really doesn't mind tanking. Keep in mind, this is a position 5 Timber, who's just taking damage worthy of position 3 there. He's gonna end up dropping. But Scam lives. That was the Dream Coil. It's just a 1-for-1 trade, and it's actually gold-wise, I think, still favorable. Yeah, quite a bit favorable for Neon. That is not what you want when your Puck goes and tries the first gank on the Arc Warden.
Dire's top tower is under
Instead,
attack.
it's now gonna be Arc Warden grouping up with the Dazzle, starting to, you know, shove in the top lane. Buck does have that Primal Split available, and it looks like he is trying to go for it. Yeah, can he get away? That is taking a ton of... Get tornadoed up by the Storm Remnant, and yes, Scam is gonna go down. Now, JG in a lot of trouble too, and gets taken off the map. Okay, so that Puck gank fails, but the first Primal Split more than makes up for it. Scam now going 2-3-2. Arc Warden's game turning out harder and harder. Faceless Void. Like, UO not having the best game either, but it's such a close race between two carries who are just completely getting shut down all the time. As for the Yopaj mid-venge, I'm curious to see what items he's gonna go for, starting off with Vlad, which is great because it not only gives yourself damage and lifesteal, but everyone around you. It's kind of that really nice small line between carry and support, kind of what Vipers used to do back when Viper Mechanism was in the meta. You mostly pick it up because healing yourself last second is super efficient, but like the fact that it helps your team fight is what truly makes it worth to go for on a core and get that really good timing on it. Scam getting ran down once again, but look at that! He has like so much damage built into his toolkit. That's gonna be the Phoenix going down, and a nice swap is gonna set up Nasjo to die as well. Double kill for Scam. Just as I said, how well Phantasm has shut him down too. Over on top lane, Phantasm are gonna get another kill of that Dazzle, or maybe not, as Pangolier is there. And look at the damage Bok is taking from the poison. Pango can't really do anything as far as finishing those kills go. Now he gets his level 6, but just a tiny bit too late. know, and somebody from chat is flaming me for like mostly looking at Neon, but honestly, it's Neon who are making the plays right now. Phantasm, they're doing two things. Farm on the Void and walk back to base. And the worst part is if that Void actually does farm fast enough and has a really good game here, that's actually gonna be your way to win the game too, because every time you have to walk a hero back to base, every time you get shoved out of the lane or whatever, it is space for you. The bench gets caught in a lot of trouble. There's the Phoenix egg coming out. Rolling Thunder is gonna be there, but the Rolling Thunder isn't gonna really do enough here. It seems okay. They will get the puck, and now with the two-man swashbuckle, Shadow Demon could be in a bit of trouble. The Primal Split finally ends. Fighting into that is so freaking hard. But now Phantasm, they still want to keep this fight going, it seems. Hustler did hit the floor though. And Phoenix gonna go down next. With Scam rotating in. I mean, once again, it's space created for the Void. It is only a 1k gold lead at the 12-minute mark. But the real question is, can this Void actually, once he gets his Mask of Madness, once he has that next Chronosphere available, get enough done with it? That's what this game is all about. Which carry can really have the most impact, since both of these carries are like ultra late game, can pretty much 1v5 an entire team if they're 6 slotted.
Dire structures are fortified.
Yem has gotten a lot more work done, has also gotten shut down a lot more often. QO, he knows his Void, he just wants to AFK farm till he has Chrono available. What I do like about QO's Void though, every time he has that Chrono available, he is gonna be running at people, I can guarantee you that much. Hustler gonna go down again as Shadow Demons just don't get to have any fun.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And I don't think I can dispel the SF ultimate with Lotus, but I'm not sure if Dota says anything about it. It doesn't say you can remove the Shadow Fiend ultimate, and I don't think you should. It actually says cannot be dispelled. Right there, never mind, yeah. There's the next Void Chrono coming out, but Dazzle is there to instead turn things around with the Playhard ultimate. Puck coming in, committing the Dream Call to make sure Pango goes down. And that means Dazzle is now caught in an awkward spot without a TP and everything. In comes the Timber, trying to save Dazzle. There's the Primal Split committed, which means Dazzle is still gonna die. And every time that Primal Split is available, Phantasm takes such good team fights. But they do realize, okay, Neon really want to fight this. Mostly just because it's making space for Arc Warden, of course. And it's kind of curious that Phantasm rotate in the Void here once again. Don't get me wrong, like, protecting your Void, keeping him in a position where your teammates are ready to jump on anyone ready to go for him, definitely a good move. But the thing is, compare Arc Warden's GPM to face his Void's GPM with the Arc Warden who's just fighting whenever it's convenient. Oh boy, there's an egg, but the egg is gonna do absolutely nothing here with the single speed. Not even gonna get that stun on the vent, and now instead the turnaround is there from Team Neon. With that Void in there, Phantasm are definitely favored quite a lot in terms of damage. Pangolier would like to kill off that Void. One more hit is gonna do it, and with the Dazzle Necro Creeps, the Void is gonna drop. Now Hustler drops on the Shadow Demon after killing off the Vengeful Spirit. The 3-for-3 trade, which would seem great except for two things. One, the Void has gone down, and two, this is why I'm kinda worried about, like, you know, the Void being rotated in there. It wasn't him dying. It's that, look at this Arc Warden. He's free farmed this entire time. He's got himself a Maelstrom coming in now. Maelstrom plus Midas at like 16-minute mark. That's just freaking insane. QO, he definitely has to... Okay, yeah. That's a Battle Fury. That is something that will allow him to compete. I was MKB rush into BKB here, but hey, whatever works for you. And if he doesn't get his Battle Fury timing all messed up, this will definitely work out for QO. QO now chasing down Scam, knowing full well he has the Chronosphere available. Scam pulling some bubble shenanigans, and there's the Pangolier with a nice disarm on the Void. The Chronosphere is available and they're positioning around it. QO will get the Chrono, but as you can see, he can just not fight into that if he does not grab Scam with that. And he knows that he is not even going to try and risk getting killed off by the Arc Remnant. He is still going to get killed off though.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, Phantasm, they're honestly just being traded in half. At least that's what people used to call it back in the Dota 1 days. Where Neon, they comfortably take every trade, knowing full well their carry has the way better farming speed. Like, you don't even have to commit an Arc Warren most of the time. But if you want to, you can. And the Void is still not gonna outfarm him until he completes that Battle Fury. I feel like that's also why QO is going for the Battle Fury here, because he knows full well he cannot win the farm battle otherwise, but whether he can get the timing to make that work also remains to be seen here. Arc Warden is going to be committed. As Puck, as well as the Phoenix go down immediately, the egg was still available for Phantasm. And they did commit the Primal Split. Don't have a Chronosphere for this, so showing this Void may once again have been a mistake. Void is going to get out of there. Didn't really do anything other than waste precious farming time, I guess. I mean, to be fair, if there is lockdown, if there is catch, Void can definitely fight without a Chronosphere. But against the Arc Warden, I don't think you want to bother showing him at all. And QO, he immediately goes back down to that bottom lane, continues farming up there, continues trying to get his Battle Fury timing.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
That's a tier 2 tower, and with a 4k gold lead for Neon, with like 2.5 of those 4k that Neon are ahead, straight up being put on that Arc Warden. What's he got coming in now? Okay, just between quotation marks, boots of travel. Yopaj with that blast, now going for a pipe. I like this build from him. I really do, gotta say. If you go like an Assault Curse afterwards, and then get two doesn't even have to be greedy items, but like carry items on the bench. Then that Venge can just turn into such a high impact machine. You have naturally high armor on that hero because it's an agility hero and all, so the pipe is definitely better when it comes to countering your weakness, but Assault Curse on Venge with like Wave of Terror is ridiculous on its own. And the fact that she's basically just with her auras powering up people by so much. I don't know. I really like the aura core Venge build, and there's many variations of it. As for the side of Phantasm, their Puck has got Boots of Travel and the Veil of Discord. Not really a lot of what he needs.
Anytime you're ready,
guys. Nice. That was a nice little meme there from Bok. But I feel like he is gonna be the main space maker with that Radiance timing that he's gonna hit thanks to that Midas he picked up. It's like the one hero who actually has items worth looking at from the side of Phantasm right now, but the item he is going for, it's actually potentially just gonna turn this game around if it isn't already too late and Team Neon aren't already too far ahead. Hustler is gonna get cleared off the map by the Pangolier there. Nastro. The Dream Coil on the Vengeful Spirit, trying to set up something for the Void to find a Chronosphere here, but there is a Dazzle already in there, and yeah. QO, every time he goes in a position like that and gets outmaneuvered, it just costs him so much money and so much space that the Arc Warden isn't really losing, because Arc Warden just keeps farming. Skiem, there is no stopping this man.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, for now,
Dire's
Neon are
bottom
just gonna
tower
remain
is
in
under
charge
attack.
here. And it's gonna take a while for Team Phantasm to turn all of that around. I mean, their
Dire's
priorities are good,
structures
and I
are
really like the approach. I'm just not
Dire's
sure
bottom
whether they
tower
haven't
is under
already given
attack.
away too many kills and whether Void hasn't really wasted too much space. Like, once Brewmaster gets his Radiance, we're gonna see if that's gonna be enough to turn around those team
Radiant's
fights. If
middle
it is, then
tower
Void's
is under
gonna get
attack.
his Battle Fury, and from the Battle Fury on,
Dire's
he can
bottom
flash
tower
farm.
has
He still
fallen.
needs a lot of space to make that Battle Fury pay for itself, but once it does, you should have a chance against the Arc Warden. And that's about the best you can do in that
Dire's
matchup,
bottom
since
tower
Arc Warden,
is
like I
under
said before, is just a huge Void counter. And look, Skiem can also pull these kind of shenanigans. Just like
Radiant's
making
top
people's
tower
life
is under
difficult without
attack.
actually even having to be there. The slow push is insane. The farm on Neon is insane. And Phantasm, they make all the right itemization decisions. I'm really not trying to like be hard on them or whatever, because honestly, they're looking pretty strong so far, just from knowing exactly what to do and when to do it. I mean, both of these games where they are kind of at a risk of being out-carried, they immediately started diving that safe lane as soon as they got an opportunity. Now, in terms of itemization too, they see, okay, we're behind. We gotta get Void to Battle Fury if we want to ever stop being behind this game. We can't just play not to lose, we have to play to win here. And that's exactly what they're doing, and not only that, they're also making sure with that Radiance that they have the momentum swing for the Void Battle Fury to pay for itself, but it may not really matter since you just did see how quickly the Void got killed off. Now the Phoenix is gonna be next, and the Shadow Demon will also be found. Does have any Yules for himself, so his first core item.
Dire's bottom tower.
Oh wait, that wasn't even his Yules. Yes, just Etherlands, yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Tango managed to get out. Bench could be dying to that. Arc Warden doing some bubble shenanigans to try and keep his teammates safe. Yopash dropping low, but Skiem, he has returned to the left, and he is killing people left and right. Primal split, or even just Radiance damage, isn't gonna stop this man in his tracks. The only thing that can stop the Arc Warden right now would be a perfect Chronosphere with like follow-up damage. And with the Phoenix almost being back, they do have that, but it's one shot to not lose this game right now. Oh man,
Dire's middle tower is under
I
attack.
feel kind of bad for Phantasm, but then again, by that standard, I should feel bad for most teams facing Neon, because Neon are just... they're really shaping up into one of the best tier 2 teams in the Southeast Asian scene.
Dire's bottom tower.
They still have consistency issues and like a bunch of misplays. I'm not gonna say they're perfect or whatever, but they keep proving themselves over and over again throughout this tournament, throughout the previous one.
Dire's middle barracks.
And now Phantasm just gets shown that even if you play everything right,
Dire's bottom tower.
Neon are just so much more experienced, have that much better team play. I mean, to be fair, Phantasm, if I'm not mistaken, is a pretty new team, whereas Neon, you know, they've been around for a while. In comes a Chronosphere on 2 people, but guess what? Skiem was not one of those, so this fight is still gonna go the way of Neon, as now the Phoenix drops right after the Brewmaster, and yeah, GG gets called. It was pretty much GG from the second the Arc Warden was picked up. Phantasm, they were fighting an uphill battle from the start. They tried their best to fight it, knew exactly what to do, but knowing how to play and actually pulling it off are two different things. So a well-deserved 2-0 here for Neon Esports. With that, we are gonna go to a little bit of a break as we ready the next series. We still have 2 more best of 2s coming up. This is only the halfway point for today, and I hope you're enjoying the show.